You know, it's really good to just be a badass man. I'm telling you, I'm having a blast because I get to be messy. You know, we girls, we don't get to be messy. We're always so worried about people liking us and thinking we're cute. I think the big revelation is at 50, being a dark-skinned woman of color, that people have an understanding that I can be messy, I could be interesting, I could be sexualized, I could be very much a woman. I think that in and of itself is really progressive.
I want to talk a little bit about the night you made history and won an Emmy. What is something that you remember from that night?
I was so nervous that I felt like it was overwhelming everything else. And then the moment they called my name, I became hyper-focused. So usually the tears happens, the release happens, but as God would have it, it was just the absence of all of that. Because I felt that that moment needed to be about something bigger than me, saying that I'm the first African-American to win in that role, which was about how women of color are included in the narrative. I always want people to understand that without the opportunity, you can't shine. Meryl Streep would not be Meryl Streep without the narrative, which is Sophie's Choice, A Cry in the Dark, A Devil Wears Prada. And it works the same with us. We always want to be included in the narrative as a part of the conversation. I always say, just because we're 12.5% of the population, it doesn't mean we want 12.5% of the pie. We want the whole pie, just like you want the whole pie. We want it all the things that could bring out our gifts.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
You're in
the Joker. He did some bad things, Jared Leto did. He gave some really horrific gifts. He had a henchman who would come into the rehearsal room, and the henchman came in with a dead pig and plopped it on the table. And then he walked out. And that was our introduction into Jared Leto. Now, I'm terrified just as a person, thinking, is he crazy? But the second part was, oh shit, I gotta have my stuff together. You talk about commitment. And then he sends Margot Robbie a black rat. It was still alive in a box. She screamed, and then she kept it.
What advice would you give to a 10-year-old girl?
I say it to my daughter all the time, that what's the most important part of you, Genesis? She says, my heart and my head, Mommy. I think that's the best message I could give to the young girls out there. Love you. Be you.